Okay. So today we are going to do some of the activities. Okay. Okay. So today we are going to cover this insert tab. So under this insert tab, there are few important sections you will be working on. So you will be working on pivot table first of all. Then you will be working on some simple charts, then pivot chart, then some of the spark lines you have, then slicer timeline for your dashboard building. Okay. So these are the important sections you will be working on. So we'll go one by one. Okay. So let's say this is my sample data I have. Okay. So I will change few date. Let's say just for sake of simplicity. Okay. Fine. So let's say this is my data. I'm going to analyze this particular data. Okay. So what I will do now, let's say I will go and create pivot table. So first of all, what do you mean by pivot table? Okay. So pivot table is nothing but it's a feature actually. So it's a feature in Excel. What exactly it does? It actually do some kind of calculation in the sense aggregation. Okay. So let's say for example you have data at detail level. So here you can see you have data like for each order there is one individual line item. So one particular record or one particular row represents one particular order only or receipt. Okay. So now you can see there are multiple orders. So let's say for example for a month you will be doing whatever business you have listed here. So now I want to find out, okay, for that particular month, what is the total sale you have done? What is the revenue? Which particular product is selling faster? All this kind of analysis you want to do. So how you can do that? So you cannot do that activity by looking at your individual or detail level data. So for that, you need to summarize your data. Summarize in the sense, you need to aggregate whatever data you have at a particular level so that you can get some kind of aggregation. Okay. So pivot table does that. A pivot table helps us for doing that particular task. So pivot table is nothing but it's a feature in Excel which does aggregation or summarization. Okay. So how we'll do that? Let's have a look. So first of all, you can select your range of data where you want to create pivot table, or else simply whatever data you have, you can click anywhere and click on this pivot table. Once you click pivot table, one particular pop-up window will come. So it will first ask you what is the range or table. So pivot table you can create from a range of data or table. Okay. So right now we have data in range. We don't have data in table. So if you are converting this particular data into a table also, you can also do pivot table from that table. Okay. So right now, what is the table or range of data? You can see there is a dotted line already created. Okay. So as per your data, what happens generally, it will create your dotted line. So here you can see one dotted line is created. Okay. So actually it's not visible, but again till this last point. So every data it actually calculated, pre-calculated. So you can either select like this, so automatically it will select as per your data, or else you can select. Okay, you can put your cursor here, you can select whatever data. Let's say I want to do till this point, so I will do this. Let's say I don't want to consider few columns, I will simply calculate, let's say till this point, I will do that. So you can minimize, maximize your range also. Okay, but here I just want to calculate everything, so I will go and select whole data. Okay, so first thing is you have to select a range or table of data. Fine. Next is where you want to create your pivot table. You have two options. Either you can create pivot table in the existing sheet itself. So existing worksheet, you can select that and you can click anywhere. Like let's say for example, I will click here. So my pivot table will be created here. You can do that. Or else you can create new sheet. So another one new sheet will be created where your pivot table will be created. Okay. So you can click OK then. Now you can see another one new sheet is created with your pivot table. So now this one is your what? Pivot table. Okay, so this is your raw skeleton. So you have not done any kind of thing, just you have created a skeleton of your pivot table. That's it. Okay, so here, if you click outside, that particular section, whatever is visible at the right, it will go. It will simply disable. Once you click here, it will come. Okay. So here, first of all, see what exactly this particular thing contains. So you have pivot table fields. Fields in the sense, whatever range you have selected, whatever columns you have in that particular data, everything is listed here. Okay. So you will get all the fields. Then you have four different sections in this particular pivot table. One is your columns, rows, filters, and summation values. Okay. So columns means nothing but whatever data you will put at columns, it will come at column level, those details. Let's say order type name you have put. So if you go to your data, order type name, this is your order type name. If I will put filter, I will see how many values are there. How many values? Two values. On sub and online. Okay. So now if you will go here, on sub, online. This is grand total. Okay. Leave that. So these are the two values you have. So whatever field you will put on columns, depending upon the values, it will create. So let's say you will put another thing. Let's say category name. I will put. So there are how many categories? Accessories, casual wear, formal, semi-formal. 4 categories. So all these values will come at column level. Okay. And whatever value you will put at rows, it will come in rows format. So let's say I will put here. So now offline or online, how your all the categories are doing business, it will list out everything. Okay. So rows columns means columns. If you'll put, it will come all regarding your column structure. Rows means it will come in row structure. Then you have summation values. Summation values, remember here always you should put which number? Fact numbers. Fact means some kind of integer numbers or some kind of numbers where you can do some kind of activity, mathematical calculation. So every time we actually used to put some of the integer or decimal numbers there. We don't put dimensions. If you put dimension, what will happen? Obviously character data. So it cannot do any kind of summation. What will happen? I will show you that. First of all, I will look, let's put cost price. So cost price is integer. So now you can see offline accessories, what is the business? This much. Offline casual wear, this much. Online semi-formal, this much. So now each category, how they are doing offline or online business, everything you are getting. Right? So how you are getting? Because you have here detail level data. Now it is summarizing details and it is showing this. So now you have grand total, like accessories total, this much you are doing business. Here grand total, it is showing as row grand total. This is your column grand total. So this is total online or offline, how much you are doing, this much. Okay. So these are the activities or these are the analysis you can do by using pivot table. So you have column, rows, then values means sum of the fact numbers. Hello?
6 994
Hello?
यार मैं शाबला
चंटी
यार
ये चंटी
यार शिप शाबला
ये जरा
हाँ
Okay. So now, in this summation values, okay, always it is recommended to put some of the fact numbers only. Don't put any kind of like character numbers. But let's say, for example, here you have data. Let's say you have receipt number. Okay. So I want to find out, okay, depending upon your order type, how many receipts you have. Or let's say this is your order number. So someone will ask you, hey, do one thing. I want to find out the number of orders for a particular offline or online, how many orders you are doing. So in that case, number of orders means what? Count of that. So in that case, you can utilize your dimension values. So if I will go and put this receipt number here, just have a look, what is that? Count of receipt number. So as this is a dimension data, you cannot do summation, maximum, minimum, all this you cannot do. So what will happen? By default, it will come count of that. So now you can see on offline accessories, how many receipts you have? 435. So this is your count. Okay. So whenever there is requirement of getting some of the field values, like, okay, how many employees are working for this particular month, how many orders you have placed offline or online. So in that case, you need to get count of that. So in that case, you can go ahead and put your dimension values at the summation values. Okay. But always it is recommended you should put fact numbers here. Okay. And if you put any kind of dimension numbers, it will always give you count only, nothing else. Okay. But fact numbers, you can do anything: max, mean, average, summation, count, everything you can do, whatever you want. Okay. I will show you that. So this is regarding your dimension. Fine. So now, in this way also you can do. So there is nothing like you can put only one particular row or column. You can put cascading also. Okay, cascading in the sense, let's say there are different categories. Under each category, how much online, offline you are doing, you can also represent in this format. Okay, so I will put cost price at this. Now you can see accessories total, this much is happening, offline this one, online this one, like that. Okay, so all these different kind of activities also you can do. Okay, this is regarding your pivot table. And here you have something called filter. Filter in the sense, it will filter out your data. Let's say, for example, I'll put location here. So now it is showing for all location this much data. But for example, you want for Bangalore only. So I will select Bangalore, I will click OK. Now this data is for what? Only Bangalore. I will go for Chennai. Now you can see data is changing. Okay. So filter section, nothing but it will allow the user to filter out your data. Okay, so these are the 4 different or important sections you have in pivot table: rows, columns, filter, and summation values. So rows, columns for your fields or dimension, summation values for your fact numbers, filter is for filter out your data. Okay, so most probably columns, rows, filters, you can put dimension values. Summation, you should always go for fact numbers. That's it. Okay, fine. After that, once you put this pivot table, okay, so pivot table is created, so you can create multiple pivot tables, okay, as per your requirement. So here in this particular analysis, I am doing which kind of analysis? I am doing category wise, online, offline order, this much. Then again I will go for another one pivot table where I will create item quantity or item amount or some kind of location wise, whatever details. So I can create multiple pivot tables from one data set. Okay, so now few of the things here. Once you put these values, okay, let's say here summation of cost price, but you don't want summation, you want average of cost price. You want to find out as per each categories what is the average cost happening. So in that case, here you have one symbol called drop down kind of thing. Click on this, then you will get few of the options here. Okay, what are the options? First, move to report filter, move to row labels, move to columns. That means you want to move this particular field to different sections. So you can do that, simply drag this, put wherever you want, columns, filters, or rows, or outside if you put, then it will be vanished. So let's say I will keep this outside. Now this particular thing is gone. Okay, again you can bring that whatever you want. Okay, or else if you want to put in different section, you can just drag and drop it. Simple. Okay, these are your moving. Then you have something called remove field, which is nothing but removing that. Four folks are there. Why? Same here.